With the second pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Bobcats select Michael Kidd Gilchrist of the University of Kentucky.
Mellow Beats, what you think?
What is up, guys? In today's video, we will be talking about former Kentucky star and number 2 overall pick Michael Kidd Gilchrist and why he has failed to live up to the hype he was surrounded with coming out of college. But first, if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. I make What Happens to videos and other videos related to college basketball and college football. I really need your help to make this channel grow, so please, if you enjoy this video, be sure to hit that like button. The more subscribers and likes I get, the more content I can put out. Enough of that for now, let's get started with what happened to Michael Kidd Gilchrist. To begin this video, I want to give a quick shout out to Panthers Rule 95 for suggesting today's video topic. If you want a shout out just like this, all you have to do is like this video and comment that you liked it down below, and also suggest a future topic in the comment section. For today's video, we are going to go all the way back to 1993 when Michael was born in Philadelphia. Kidd Gilchrist grew up loving the game of basketball and seemed to possess the intangibles he would need to be successful on the court. Sadly, MKG had a tough life off the court, more specifically with his family. His father passed away when he was only 3 years old, and he had to grow up with a stepfather. MKG turned to his uncle as a father figure, and he became the most important in his life. When Michael finally got to St. Patrick's High School, he was an absolute stud. He also played alongside NBA superstar Kyrie Irving while he was there. By this time, MKG had become the number 3 recruit in the country, but with every high came a low. 4 hours before he was set to announce his college decision, tragedy struck. His uncle had passed out on the floor and would not get up, so they went to help him. But after 18 minutes of CPR, Michael's uncle passed away, and what was supposed to be one of the best days of his life became arguably his worst. MKG was wanted by every school in the country, but he chose to team up with Anthony Davis and join the Kentucky Wildcats. According to 24/7 Sports, Kidd Gilchrist was a 5-star recruit, the number 1 small forward, and the number 3 overall recruit in the class of 2011. Fueled by the anger of his uncle's death, MKG was ready to dominate in the college basketball world. MKG joined an absolutely loaded recruiting class that included 5-star recruits Anthony Davis, Marquise Teague, and Kyle Wiltshire. They also brought back a talented roster that included Deron Lamb, Terrence Jones, and Darius Miller. Under Coach Cal, the Cats began the season ranked number 2 in the country and were expected to make a run to the national title. Guided by freshman phenom Anthony Davis and MKG, the Cats won 13 of their first 14 games, with wins over Louisville, North Carolina, Kansas, Penn State, and St. John's. Their only loss came at the hands of their rival Indiana, and arguably the greatest regular season buzzer beater of all time. I actually made a video about Christian Watford in that shot yesterday, so if you guys are interested, I'll leave a link in the description down below for you to check that out. From there, they absolutely cruised, as they won all 16 SEC conference games and spent the rest of the season ranked number 1. Surprisingly, the Wildcats lost their second game of the year to Vanderbilt in the SEC championship game, but that did not change the fact that they were locked to become the number 1 overall seed. To this point, Kidd Gilchrist had become the 4th scoring option on the team. People were watching him for his potential at the next level, and not as much about what he was doing at the moment. Going into the NCAA tournament, the Wildcats became the number 1 overall seed and took care of Western Kentucky in the first round, Iowa State in the second round, Indiana in the Sweet 16, Baylor in the Elite 8, and their arch-rival Louisville in the Final 4. They ended up making it to the national title game, and for the most part handled Kansas from start to finish, and they ended up winning the program's 8th national title. For his freshman year, MKG averaged 11.9 points, 7.4 rebounds, and 1.9 assists a game, and officially declared for the NBA draft. MKG now had a college title ring and was expected to be a top pick in the 2012 NBA draft. Scouts saw that Michael was oozing with potential, and most saw him as the top wing player in his class. He's a hustle player who was an excellent rebounder, playmaker, and defender, who also did all the little things right. But his one major flaw was his ability to score the ball. Despite the warnings, the Charlotte Bobcats took MKG with the 2nd overall pick behind Anthony Davis, and the two became the first freshman duo from the same school to be drafted at 1 and 2 in NBA draft history. Michael joined a talent-deprived Charlotte Bobcats team, and crazily, only 3 players including MKG remain in the NBA right now. Since the roster was so poor, MKG played big minutes from the very beginning, and he started almost every game. He actually showed a lot of potential too, as on 2 separate occasions, he posted 25 points and 12 rebounds. He became the 2nd player in NBA history to do that before the age of 20. He ended up finishing his rookie year with averages of 9 points, 5.8 rebounds, and a career-high 1.5 assists, while becoming a part of the all-rookie 2nd team. Expectations rose for his sophomore campaign though, but he did not perform very well. His scoring numbers dropped to 7.2 points, rebounds fell to 5.2, and he cut his assist number in half. Because he was injured at times during the season, fans cut him some slack, but you begin to feel the heat as the Bobcats turned into the Hornets. Now in his third year, MKG needed to have a big season, and to a degree he did. Despite missing a ton of games due to injury, he averaged a career-high 10.9 points and 7.6 rebounds. The Hornets saw enough in him to give him a contract extension for 4 years, which was worth $52 million. After playing in only 7 games, MKG missed his entire 4th season and once again showed very little improvement in his 5th year with the team. From there, he started to get less minutes, and all his numbers steadily dropped from 2017 to 2020. Eventually, the Hornets seemingly gave up on him as he was just waived this February. Luckily for him, he was picked up by the Dallas Mavericks, where he is now. So what happened to Michael Kidd Gilchrist? I think after looking at what has happened to his career, I think there are 3 main reasons why he has struggled. The first is the fact that both scouts and the Hornets were banking on him learning how to score the ball, but he just never seemed to figure that out. Because of that, the team started favoring players who were more efficient than him, and he just wasn't worth the minute. The second reason is injuries. Every time he seemed to be getting into the flow of a season, he would seemingly suffer some sort of injury which would hurt his body and keep him from improving. Finally, I think that MKG was just someone who was born into the wrong era of basketball. He's someone with a high motor and does all the little things right, but in a league that has shifted to focus on scoring, he's the kind of player who gets left behind. Overall, I think it's safe to say that Michael Kidd Gilchrist has not lived up to his number 2 overall selection status, but I do not necessarily think he's a bust. Besides his limited scoring ability, he's actually contributed a lot to his team and has had some good years. I hope the best for MKG moving forward, and hope he has a few more years left in him. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video as much as I did, and if you did, make sure to hit that like button so you can help this channel grow. As a reminder, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new, and leave a video suggestion down in the comment section below if you want a shout out. Hope to see you guys again soon, and until then, peace.